Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's request day. Today's map's requested by somebody. I'm sorry, my record's been corrupted, so I don't know who. If it was you, you can take a bow. Thank you very much. Very good choice of map for review today. It's gonna suit for a lot of people. It's definitely going to suit for a lot of people. Very easy build map. It's one of these maps though that's going to need a little bit of fixing as you go along. Nothing that cannot be done as you go along though. It's one of those that will frustrate one or two of you, but please don't be frustrated, because it's not always about absolute perfection. Sometimes it's about inspiration. I think this map has plenty of inspiration built deep within it. Of course, if you're looking for inspiration, also you might want to play a little bit of BonBonBingo, because BonBonBingo is the best game ever. Links in the description. And of course, another game, clicking that thing. That's right, clicking that thing really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your ongoing support. Today's map is Big River version 3 by Rarefield Elm 6336. Version 3, it's a big river, that's all that matters. There's your start square. Sorry, it's a little bit dark. I haven't quite got the light settings correct on the opening screenshots here, but there we go. Terrain heights, it's a very flat map. Very flat map, which is going to suit for city builders. Or Dutch builds. There's your resources. There might be some oil down there. I'm not quite sure. I can't see it for all of the oil. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, anchovies and salmon, that's what you'll be playing with today. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, there's not too many things to subscribe to. There is a requirement for mass transit, yes. Industries, well, I don't even know if it's absolutely essential. Maybe we'll talk about that in a moment. Network extensions 2 is there as well. The unlimited tree mod, generic tree pack. We'll be using the Laviante 2.0 theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. I did think about the Laviante LUT because they're sort of supposed to go together, but it's not been suggested. So therefore, I'm just going to go with the generic use of the realistic. So yes, now industries. I can't say for certain that Industries is absolutely required for today's map. I also can't say that Industries is not. Maybe there's a road, an Industries road down here somewhere that I've not seen or not really noticed. I have seen but haven't really triggered that it is an Industries road. Normally I see these things if I'm flying by them, but there are a few roads dotted around the map. Maybe I've missed one or two of them. So I would say yes, Industries is required because the creator says it is, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's definitely mass transit. Definitely network extensions too. Again, not quite sure why we really need both when there's a perfectly good 2-lane highway and national road with network extensions too that we could use instead of mass transit. But then network extensions 2 has been used today for some isometric roads. Often you see isometric roads in city builds, often city builds in map builds. So it's quite nice today to see it used in anger and well used as well. The road laying today is, I'm going to say, there's some of the better road laying. There's also one or two minor anomalies with the road laying, which it's going to be the things that will frustrate those of you that are looking for the perfect map, looking for perfection in a map. Will be a little bit frustrated here and there, but hey, listen, it makes for a better show. It does make for a better show, having one or two imperfections as we go along. For example, coming up to our first intersection, this is a T-junction style, although it is it's worked with slip roads, so we don't have stop-start. You can actually have a little bit of traffic flow directly on and directly off, which is quite nice to see. I like that. Unfortunately, we can only get in this direction. If we want to go in the other direction, there is no option to do so. And so that's a little bit of potential lost traffic to the start square. Obviously, it means possibly a little bit less traffic coming down this way, but that's for the wrong reasons. And the start square is here, where we have a pre-built mini town network, which I don't mind too much, because it's not too much. It's, if you wanted to get rid of that using the bulldozer, yeah, it could very easily indeed, with just a few clicks, have it cleaned up. Then we have like little tunnels and elevated sections. I think all of this works. It's very nice indeed. Here's your isometric roads going on here as well, with the tunnel and stuff. No way of oh, there is a way of turning back here. Sorry, the traffic can come in and go loop around that way, can't it? Anyway, yes, there is a way of turning back. But yes, liking the tunnel work. I'm liking a little bit of, we've got intersection marking tool there as well. I just think that we just spotted. Might not be, but we also have a pillar underneath there as well. Is that intersection marking tool? It might be. I've not spotted it anywhere else, but anyway. Then we go on, and liking this as well. Look at the way these two roads merging together. We've seen this before, looking a lot glitchier than what we've got there. The ramps into the tunnels are a little bit steeper than what would be seen as perfection, but it's still good work. It's good work rather than being sublime work. We don't always need to have sublime work, do you, to have a good map? Now, heading out towards the edge of the map, there is one little thing that we've kind of missed. And that thing is off to our left. So to get to this bend, let's spin the camera off to the left. You may notice over there, there's another little settlement that we've had no option to get down to. So what we're going to try and do is, without going off the edge of the map, we're going to try and get our way back to that little settlement area. Because remember, if you're zoning buildings into that area and you've got traffic coming, it'd be nice if traffic could get there, wouldn't it? Certainly from the opposite direction you can. There's no question there. Just before you get to that tunnel, there was a slip road, and then you're easily in. But going in this direction, is there a way of looping back? Let's look for a turnoff. Loads of little low bridges on today's map. One or two of them I thought were a little bit low, because obviously the bridges in this map are just a little. Oh, is that a wibbly wobbly bridge? Slightly wibbly wobbly, not too bad. Yes, they're much deeper, much thicker than a real life bridge would be, and so a regular height bridge will actually drag its concrete bottom in the water, which isn't necessarily the best. Oh, hang on, we can take a turn off here. So yes, so yeah, there is that. But then, of course, if you're building a map, you need to consider that, or you could use custom bridges. You always could do that. Custom roads, which are 0 thickness, those sort of things. Traffic. Ooh, but no, we're going this way. More isometric roads, which I don't mind at all. And now we're heading back. Well, we're heading more inland rather than back, aren't we? Looking for a way to turn back on ourselves. Hopefully there'll be a roundabout or something. Any chance of there being a roundabout in the middle of this heavily forested area? Well, it's also heavily but sparsely, isn't it, at the same time? You know what I mean? Lots of trees. Here, oh, it's an essential crossroads, and it's essential because we can take a right here. We'll be coming back to this crossroads in a minute, by the way. We'll take a right here. We've got a little bit of glitching going on here with a road on top of another road. Again, nothing that a one click of the bulldozer tool won't fix. But yes, a slight oversight by the creator as they were going about their business and just needed deleting. And it's a minor point off, just a minor point. Lots of low bridges again, like the change of density of the trees along the rivers. They do make the rivers pop a little bit more like that. Heading down this way, we are trying to get back to that highway in this direction. Is that possible? Is it possible? Oh, I think we're going to get lucky. Look at this. Oh man, look at this. And then loops around here, around the top of, yes, we've made it. We've made it down onto this little area where this city build area, or secondary town area, well, the part that we're trying to get back to, we have managed to do it. But what about traffic looking to get back down the highway? Let's get back to where we were. So, right, so here's the highway. Now, what if we wanted to go back down that way? Well, we're going back to our crossroads. This crossroads is key. Traffic can come up here, take a hard left, take a hard left, and back down the way we go. So that crossroads may possibly get a lot of use, and not for the reasons that it's there for. Of course, you could add your own crossovers, your own custom intersections to prevent that from being a necessity. That's, of course, something you could do. And 3/4 of the fun of the game, I would say, is fixing intersections and stuff. But as it stands at the moment, it's far from absolutely pristine. Now, the rail, that's something that I don't think I've really mentioned it before, right? And I like it. I like it. When you have 2 rail lines running together, admittedly they are double rail lines anyway, these aren't you? Have your 2 rails running side by side, but when you put 2 side by side, it just makes it look a lot more professional, and especially when the catenaries are perfectly aligned. Also with the bridges, I like the way this has worked on this map. We'll get a quick glance at the next bridge as we get to. 2 catenaries really close together on each side of the bridge. It's consistent across the map, and it just looks, again, I'm going to say professional. It looks intended. Even if it's not intended, it looks intended. They go 2 close together, standard spacing, 2 close together, standard spacing. So yes, I'm loving we got 2 lines close together. I'm loving the balance. You can get away with catenaries not being perfectly aligned, so long as it's consistent spacing in between. And you know, even 50% spacing in betweens would be perfect. Also, just going to go and nip underneath this bridge, so we come out the other side. We're heading towards the big old rail bridge. It's not really a big old rail bridge. It's still a bridge. It's a big-ish bridge. Everybody loves a big-ish bridge. Bumpy line there, one would say. Chance of derailment at that location. And then through this as another settlement area, not one that we've really had to stop out there. And then as we bend around here, have a look at these catenaries here. Perfectly aligned, yeah? And then we're staggered. Now, I quite like, again, the balance of the stagger. The balance is quite nice. This has been caused by the nodes are actually misaligned now. Again, that would be very easy to fix, but yeah, it's perfectly aligned all the way around, and now we've got staggered nodes all the way off to the edge of the map. Anyway, so that's most of the networking spoken about. Plenty more to talk about with today's map after the intermission, which we'll do along with the shipping and the water flow.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called Anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
And so back to the shipping routes on Big River, version 3 by Redfield Elm 6336. And sirens coming past my window. Here they come. I do love a siren. Playing BonBonBingo. There's one to check off. Shipping route looks fine. Absolutely fine. We do have a second shipping route here. It's not connected to anything, which means it's kind of useless. But still nicely placed. Water flow. Now, there's not a lot of water flow in the start square, but there are options. So just be a little bit careful. You will be able to make this work using base game rules, but it is a little bit awkward. Even the rivers are very shallow and very slow flowing. So yes, just be a little bit careful when you're polluting your citizens. Map as a whole, loving the design. I don't know where this has been taken from. It feels like North America to me, but equally it could be the Netherlands. It could be either. Loving some of these shapes. Few of these trees are dabbling their feet in the water, but it feels like it's right. Like this tree here, it feels like a swampy type area. And although these aren't strict, this is a generic tree set. They aren't strictly speaking swamp trees. I think you can allow a little bit of disbelief for this sort of thing. It is just to give you a feel. Like the forests aren't intended to be dense forests. It's just enough to give you a feel of forestry across the map. Again, some nice canals going on here. Some nice water shapes. Hang on, I think my battery's going on my keyboard. Why am I not moving? Why am I not? Hang on, let me switch my keyboard. Switch it off and switch it back on again. Yes, we're moving. So I do apologise for that. Yes, I think I'll get a new battery. I have been running on the same battery since I got the keyboard. And I've had this keyboard for a few years now. Wow, I'm surprised it lasted that long. Anyway, so yes, we've got some interesting water shapes with island shapes, and this area over here completely. There is a highway connection just coming in from the edge, National Road, just over there on the right, which you haven't looked at. But yes, maybe ferries across the river, like that idea. But yeah, we've got lots of these little, we've got about 3 or 4 of these little settlement areas drawn out. If you don't like them, very quick to delete using the bulldozer. I wouldn't worry too much about that. This little canal type thing, which is interesting, we do have a few drowned trees along here. But that's not really the reason why we're hovering down here, because yes, drowned trees are a bit of a problem. But let me just show you how the keys work up against the road. It's really close there, not quite perfection. Not quite, but almost. Then this one's really tight. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's how you would want all of them to be. Because if you leave any gaps with keys, what you can get is you can get a hint of blue mantle like there. There's a little gash of blue mantle there. Not too bad on that side. But this is the biggest gap of them all, and there is a huge swathe of blue mantle in between there as well. Very easy to fix using the Move It. All you need to do is just drag it in a little bit more and you're good. Over here, keen-eyed viewers would have already spotted that this bridge was a little bit too low for the rail. I did deliberately zoom over that at pace, so if you spotted that, I think you can give yourself a reward cherry. Come on, come on, come on. Oh dear, sorry. I am really struggling with this keyboard. I'm going to make it to the end of the show. I'm going to make it to the end of the show with this keyboard, but I did need to get a battery stuck on it. Right, what we got here is very flat land. Right, okay, flat land, fine, but there is a mountain on this. There is a mountain. Let me show you the mountain. The mountain is right... Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. I'm just going to hit my head against the brick wall. What? I'm just... Maybe I should take the battery out, put the battery back in. Let me try that again. Perfectly flat land. Perfectly flat land. There is a mountain around here somewhere. Let me have a little turn of the camera. Oh, it worked. Fantastic. There it is. What are you thinking, Rarefield? How are we supposed to build on this mountain? Completely unzonable. Nasty stuff. Actually, one thing to bear in mind, if you are looking for this map in your maps list to build on it, it's listed as flat land rather than big river, which is a bit of an inconvenience if you're spending ages looking for it like I did. But we could always have a look for the Jockey Club Campineiro by alexvibel instead, which is our asset of the day. This is a classic, I would say colonial style building from Brazil. So thank you very much, Portugal, for your amazing designs there. And factoids. We'll do factoids because factoids. Lightning. Lightning. Very, very frightening. It's essential for the survival of the planet. Sorry, yeah, even that. I'm making up words here, by the way. I'll reread that as it's printed. Lightning is essential to the survival of plant life. That as well, on this planet. Because the intense heat it generates when it hits our air supply transforms nitrogen into the nitrates that the plants feed off. So there we go. Did you know that? No, me neither. I love these little areas, by the way. You could sit in there. I could sit in there in my shorts, and nobody would complain about my pasty legs. I absolutely love the idea of that one. Apart from everybody else that's in the Jockey Club at the same time. Anyway, Jockey Club Campineiro by alexvibel. That is a beauty of an asset, and I'll see more of them just like that. Thank you very much. Asset of the day. Hopefully this keyboard will let me get to a settled position before the battery fails again. But what do you think of today's map? Let's do this. Let's do it. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I think it's a great location. It's obviously from a real life location. I don't know where, but it's amazing. Should make for a really fun build. Aesthetically speaking, I think the design is great. I think it's lacking that little bit of polish that makes it really shine. But I think it's good enough to get 4 stars, but low end. Detailing, it's almost a 4-star map. The blue mantle is a little bit of a grumble, but I just feel that it's just a little bit more work needs doing on it, especially on the networks, to bring it up to 4. So a very high 3. Gameplay potential, I think this has got a lot of gameplay in it, lots of ways of playing this, a lot of fun to be had with this one as well. The networking feels incomplete because of the no ways of turning back on yourself, so I'm going to go for a very high 3, but to me this one feels like it should be a very high 4-star map. Big River version 3 by Rarefield Elm 6336. I'm so close to giving that a seal of approval, but it does need work, just a little bit. But it's the sort of stuff that you can do as you're going along. Certainly in that start square, just spice up the intersections a little bit, and I think you should be okay. You should be okay. You was once, weren't you? You still here? Are you? Well, you're part of the 20 Now Elite. Use the words of the day into the comments. Score yourself some population points, and I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.